To be able to win a championship at home is something unmatched.
It kind of felt like no one wanted the season to end.
Mark Grace, are you kidding me? He was my hitting coach.
It didn't seem real.
I was never really into the winning and losing. When our team was in Yakima, practically we didn't win very much. I think I'd only made the playoffs once or twice in 10 years there, 12 years there. So when we made the playoffs in 2014, it was pretty special, mainly because of the coaching staff we had. Mark Grace, Doug Drabeck, and J.R. House.
Mark Grace, the most hits of anyone in the 1990s. Doug Drabeck, who won a Cy Young Award with the Pittsburgh Pirates in his playing days. The manager was J.R. House, who was so cool, so intense, such a good dude.
We were spoiled.
The staff we had with JR and Dougie, I mean, just that whole group, Ben, all of them, they're good to teach guys how to be professionals.
Mark Grace, are you kidding me? He was my hitting coach for my first year. That was, I watched him growing up.
The 2014 team was not the most, talented toolsy team, you would say, but it was full of like grinders, just winning players.
It was just a room full of guys that like challenged each other, respected each other, and wanted to bring out the best in the players. And it made magic happen.
Implemented a lot of the rules, getting to the field early, and holding all of us accountable and setting the tone early.
When you get a group of like alphas together, it could be explosive in a negative or a positive way.
Mark Grace treated everyone so unbelievably well. For a guy with his big league pedigree, he was a hitting coach at short season high A at that time. Like, he could have big leagued anyone. He had the time for everyone. He was the best.
Every national anthem, like halfway through, he yells out, "Terrible!"
I think he started doing that, and we went on maybe like a 6-game win streak early in the season, and he just carried it on right through the whole entire season.
Forgot about that, actually.
Oh my gosh, he's great.
A group of guys molded so well together that it was just very easy to kind of be yourself.
And I think the last 21 games, I went back and looked at it, we went 18-3, and the guys just decided they didn't want to lose anymore. And we just got to roll with it and enjoy the train ride.
Whenever you roll around to playoff baseball, it just does something different to you. You can just smell that playoff baseball, and then once that happens, you can tell everyone gets even more locked in.
When we had to face Vancouver for the championship, I was worried about that a lot because their team was stacked. They were really good.
As I recall, like a lot of the playoff run, it was come from behind victories. It was, you'd kind of started to give up on this happening today.
The first game in Vancouver, we were down 5-0.
We weren't intimidated by them, and that comes from that series during the year earlier.
And we came back and won.
A 2-run blast for Stuart Imes. Out of here! A 2-run shot for striker Trohung, and the Hops have a 6th-inning lead.
We've got a chance here. At that point, I thought maybe we're a team of destiny.
Everyone talks about maybe they're the comeback kids or, the offense at that point, which is true. You don't give up and you keep going. But when you have that pin and you have arms in the back end, it allows for those things to happen. And that's what we saw more and more, is just the back end shutting it down and allowing the offense to come through in the end.
The Hops win it 7-5. They take game 1 in Vancouver. Let's go Hops! And they are 1 win away from a Northwest League championship.
These were our boys of summer, and we were so excited for them and for the team and for Hillsboro. And so there was a bunch of us that showed up at the stadium before dawn.
I don't remember what time it was, but being shocked that they were there, and because you just don't see that in minor league baseball ever.
The sun came up and it was a beautiful morning, and then the players pull in, and they'd been driving all night long.
KL does a great job of gathering not only the staff but the fans around the team and incorporating the team into the fans and making it such a family feel.
As the players were coming off of the buses, we were clapping for them and cheering and getting to have our little celebration for their win.
The championship game in itself was just, when you think about it, it was probably felt like it was 10,000 fans there.
It was going back and forth, the energy between the field and the stands You could tell that neither one wanted to disappoint the other. And I honestly had the feeling that the players, they're not going to disappoint our fans.
The pitch to Imes, he swings and grounds it through the whole right side, base hit. Ratliff scores, 1-0 Hops in the bottom of the first.
It was a good game.
A 2-run, 2-base hit by Jordan Parr. 3-zip Hops.
Too good.
Ratliff with his back to home plate, going back to the wall, reaches up to make the catch at the fence, just to the left of the 400 mark.
It's the last inning. He's on the mound. It's close game.
And then we had to face two of their best hitters.
I took a long pause, took a deep breath, and just tried to slow everything down a little bit.
Anything can happen. There's runners on.
One being a fellow by the name of Franklin Beretta, who is one of the best players in the Northwest League.
We always stand in the same spot. So like I'll stand one place, Dougie will stand one place, Gracie will stand one place. And I'm looking around and I can't find Gracie.
And I thought, this is a little bit too nerve-wracking.
3,328 here at Ron Tonkin Field.
The most crucial moment in the season, and I can't find him. And I'm like, where's my guy?
4-3 Hops lead 2 out, top of the 9th inning.
So I look down the dugout, and he's getting a drink of water. I just screamed at him. I'm like, Crazy, get over here.
Curtis checks LaCastro,
saying, make this pitch.
I couldn't not have him beside me with this situation going down.
He kicks and fires.
The slider down and away.
A tapper hit back to Curtis.
Kind of hit him in the shoulder, popped in the air.
He barehands it.
I definitely thought when I reached up.
Grabs it with his bare hand.
You dummy, you should have let that go.
Jogging to first.
Fell right back in my hand.
Flips to Crone.
Toss it over to Kevin Crone.
And the Hops celebrated the championship.
The Hops win. Curtis throws his glove in the air. The Hillsboro Hops are the 2014 Northwest League champions.
I had actually already left for the season, and I remember walking in my neighborhood, hearing the fireworks going off, realizing, oh, we won.
When you're working for a team, when you win a title, you're actually usually not watching the final play, because if there's a title about to happen, you're actually just putting like plastic wrap all over the locker room.
I'll never forget, just their pile around the mound.
I can vividly remember every part of doing that, of jumping on striker, all the guys coming out there.
Everyone in the whole stadium jumped up and was just screaming and jumping for joy. Players are running and the staff is running. It was so much fun.
This is a championship for Hillsboro, for Washington County, and for all of Portland.
A lot of these players had played, in Hillsboro for 2 years, so they celebrated in the infield, but then they came over to the stands and they were reaching out and engaging with fans who have cheered for them for 2 years.
I vividly remember Ben Eccles and Elvin Soto taking the flag and running it around and just running behind them, just looking at the fans and just kind of in awe of everything like that. That was the first championship I'd ever won.
I got a ton of pictures around my house just from that moment in itself, just walking around with the flag and the trophy in itself. And it was amazing to be a part of it, being able to bring the first championship to Hillsboro and also being able to set some records while doing it. It was pretty cool.
It was just one of those joyous moments, and then to see the players parade around the stadium, kind of an unscripted parade around the field with the flag, the championship flag and the trophy, and seeing the fans touch the trophy and everything. That's definitely something that's been burned into my memory.
The most incredible thing about that first championship in 2014 was the time of day that it happened and the lighting that there was at the ballpark. When the last out was recorded, the sun had set and there was this orange glow all over the ballpark. The ballpark was just bathed in this sunset light as the Hops were celebrating their championship.
My favorite memory was after the team won the championship and they had celebrated, and our relief pitcher, Zach Curtis, was walking off the field with the trophy. And he turned back, and I was on the field at the time. He turned back and walked back to me and gave me a hug and thanked me for the season. And that's always meant a lot to me.
No organization, no fan base, no team, I think, really deserved it more that year than we did. That team was a very special team.
It kind of felt like no one wanted the season to end. I think everyone knew we were onto something, that there was something special happening, not just on field, but off field.
Some of them saw the writing on the wall, and they knew that they probably wouldn't make it all the way to the major leagues, and so they gave it everything they had. And so they really were able to reap some of the spoils of their hard work and their effort and their success.
It was just a great group, and they worked their tails off. Hit good pitching, good defense, timely hitting. It was a testament to the coaching staff that year and just the work that they put in and how much they cared for their players.
To be able to do that in the second year of a franchise was just absolutely incredible. And that, again, being my first season on the home side was just like the perfect way to cap off that summer.
I knew I was lucky at the time, but thinking back on it almost 10 years on now, it's like, man, that might be as good as it gets.
Well, I think winning at home our second year spoiled all of us. Kind of like, well, this is easy. Second year in Hillsboro, and we win a championship at home.
We've been fortunate enough to win 3, but there's nothing like that first time. It was amazing.